Welcome to the Daily Boogie.
This is from a local taxpayer-funded news service, SBS, which was, historically and traditionally filled with, sort of non-English speaking programs in Australia, the SBS. I don't actually know. Do any of my fellow Australians know what SBS actually stands for? I'm sure if we asked Pseudonym, he'd know, but I'll ask the elite. Yes, I'll put in a form. I'll put in a complaint. So, yeah, Australian taxpayer-funded sort of pseudo news entertainment channel, SBS. And this is really weird because they're generally really, really hard lefty with just about everything. I'm surprised they even reported on this, so I had to throw it in. Cancel Vanity Fair. Magazine accused of sexism. Me too. After Hillary Clinton knitting video. You see? Hillary is something broadcasters. Yeah, it's about right. Hillary Clinton has been the victim of a vicious sexist attack, ladies and gentlemen, in case you weren't sure. If you haven't seen the ad yet, let's have a little looky here.
You know, on Anderson Cooper, you were telling him about alternate nostril breathing. You seem really adept. You should try teaching a class.
Take more photos in the woods. How else are you going to meet
Just giving some advice to Hillary. These
take up a new
lovely
hobby
young
in the
people.
new year. Volunteer work, knitting, improv comedy, literally anything that'll keep you from running again.
To finally put away your James Comey voodoo
How
doll.
offensive is this?
Now, we all know you think that James Comey cost you the election, and he might have, but so did a handful of other things. It's a year later, and time to move on.
So cheers to you, Hillary Clinton.
Cheers to you, Hillary.
There you go. That was the offensive article in question. So, lifestyle and fashion magazine Vanity Fair said it missed the mark after a satirical video of staff suggesting numerous New Year's resolutions for Hillary Clinton caused a stir on social media. Here we go again. Right. Here we go again. It's very easy in the age of social media to manufacture this kind of consensus and go to, look at all these responses. Look at all these quotes. Look at all these angry people on Twitter. Busy Bee 63 says this ad is a disgrace. Long John Silver 44 says more should be done to curb sexism against Hillary Clinton. I mean, it's an uproar. Los, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, Hillary Clinton, she's been a victim of a somewhat vicious sexist attack. Some of the suggestions included, it's time to start working on the sequel to your book, blah, blah, blah. Listen to this. But the suggestion that struck a chord with most social media users, that's debatable. Most social media users. I don't know about that. Was the remark, quote, take up a new hobby in the new year, volunteer work, knitting, improv comedy, literally anything that will keep you from running again. Here we go. Here's the outrage, folks. In case you thought it was all fake. Yes, a privileged white old woman is being discriminated against. It's not fair. It's not fair. Hillary says me too. And she'd be right. Ms. Clinton's former staffers, actors and social media users took aim at Vanity Fair for the video. One guy, Peter Dao, said, quote, so Vanity Fair decided the best way to end 2017 was to take a repulsive, cheap shot at Hillary Clinton, one of the most accomplished women in the history of the United States. One of the most accomplished women in the history of the United States, apparently. So, it's wrong to pick on her. I mean, you saw the ad. It was very tame. They're neutrality-ing me. They should have stopped that by now. Surely. That was repealed. That was ended. From Adam Parkomenko. Vanity Fair is like, we are just going to sit here quietly and pretend that we didn't do that hit video on Hillary as droves unsubscribe and tell their friends, family and neighbours to do the same. Why would you have to tell them? Why would you have to tell them if they're like avid readers of Vanity Fair and they watched that video and didn't like it? Why would you have to boss your friends and family around and instruct them? You unsubscribe right now! This is awful behaviour. How dare you? Right? Anyway, they put in some... Oh, here's Patricia Arquette. Hey, stop telling women what the fuck they can or should do or can do. Get over your mummy issues. It's very highball stuff. It's very highball stuff. Very sophisticated. Guy Gavriel K. I have no idea who he is. I rarely have any strong views. That's a great way to start a strong view. Or any at all, as to Vanity Fair. Expectations and interest too low. But that thing on Clinton? What the fuck? Not just stupidly sexist, but also explicitly, smugly ageist. You have decades of accumulated global experience to offer. Go knit. Yep. Despite the outrage, which is obvious, I mean, look at all this outrage here, right? All 6 of these tweets, they're peaking out on the outrage meter. Fox News labelled the criticism a liberal backlash. How dare they? How dare they? This isn't a liberal backlash. It's outrage. See? Not when Fox News labels it a liberal backlash, no, that's disingenuous. It's genuine outrage. Okay, just so we know. Some social media users found nothing wrong with the video and also blamed the stir on liberal outrage. How dare they? Ali Stuckey said, quote, Vanity Fair simply did exactly what the rest of the Democratic Party needs to do. Distance itself from one of the least liked candidates their party has ever had. Make of that what you will. And the Chief report, again, don't know. The left absolutely loves when SNL goes after the real Donald Trump. Vanity Fair does one skit about crooked Hillary and they lose their minds. Get a life. Hashtag commie-crats. It's kind of, you know, we're doing open debate here, so feel free to join in if the internet doesn't arse out on us, but he's kind of got a point there, right? They've basically been doing skits and videos and all sorts of stuff for Donald Trump for 3 years, 2 years at least. And they make one little video about Hillary Clinton, like, and it's Vanity Fair, not the biggest fans of Donald Trump. Maybe they're just trying to even it up a tad. And all of a sudden, it's like, this is sexist, this is ageist, this is horrible. Kimmy, thanks for joining us. We lost heaps of people because the internet kept stuffing up. But hopefully we get a little bit of roll on now. We can get into it, because I was just warming up. Don't you hate that? I was just warming up. Getting a rhythm on. And then, as General Eaton said, I got net neutralised. It's incredibly unfair. Yeah, Fairy, yeah, Donald Trump's not a woman. So that changes everything. Why? Because equality. Haven't you figured that out yet? It's different if you make fun of Hillary because equality. And you should understand that. Vanity Fair, which looks like on its last legs, this is Trump, is bending over backwards in apologising for the minor hit they took at Crooked H. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, if you're going to do a little... This isn't even bad. Saying, oh, Hillary, why don't you take up knitting? It's not sexist. It's not ageist. She's an old lady. That's what old ladies do. I reckon pretty much everyone has, at some point in their family, had an old lady around who knits. At some point. You know? So, you know, please. Does Vanity Fair see the tide turning? I don't know. I don't know what they see. But apparently they see a lot of liberal outrage. Well, no, I'm sorry, genuine outrage on Twitter. They see a lot of outrage because they made a skit about Hillary Clinton and they dared suggest that she should take up knitting. And it was repulsive and sexist and ageist. Welcome back, Tamara. I think we're rolling again now. I think we're good to go. Ron Peterson, thanks for joining us. Pleasure. So yeah, that's what they see. They see a lot of liberal outrage, genuine outrage on Twitter, and they have to come out and apologise. And my point is, like, if you're going to do a little skit, like, don't apologise for it. Really? You're apologising to Hillary Clinton for saying, for doing a jokey little skit, which was very vanilla and very tame, and saying, hey, why don't you take up knitting? Oh. And you're not even apologising to her, you're apologising to all of these people on Twitter who got offended on her behalf. Like, that's just weird. Like, if I come up and slap you in the face, and then someone else demands an apology for it, but you don't you think that's strange? It's like, well, hang on. Why am I apologising to you? All these guys on Twitter saying this is incredibly sexist. It's like, so? What's it got to do with you, mate? You've still got your Rogers, You've still got your bollocks. Did I give my computer a good wallop? No, but I will. Where's my apology for how they've treated my president? Exactly. Yes, it was the vast right-wing conspiracy, indeed.